My report of Saturday's show at Wigan, 12 rounds with Frank Maloney, that being me, and what I thought of the show. Overall, I thought it was a good show. Our standards are staying up, our matchmaking is holding up, and I believe we're giving competitive fights to the fans. I was really impressed with our top of the bill. It was Brian Rose, who everyone had written off before the fight. My own general manager, James Russell, said to me, don't be surprised if Brian comes in and steals the title, and exactly what he did do. His game plan was perfect. I've got to say, if you asked me to mark Brian out of 10, I would give him 11 out of 10. And to Bobby Rimmer, I was pleased for Bobby Rimmer, who's a traditional old boxing person, has always been known as second in command in the gym, and has never really taken anyone beyond 8 rounds without being rude to Bobby. I know that Brian had won the English title, but you know, Brian was coming back from a bad knockout from Max Maxwell, and Prince Aaron was coming into the ring from a great knockout of Sam Webb, who is a good fighter. So it was the ingredients of a great fight. But Brian's game plan was first class, and as I said, he stuck to it for 12 rounds. His concentration to hold that plan was perfect, and we have a new champion. Division is hotting up. You know, Aaron wants his title back, Sam Webb wants a shot at the title, we've got Matthew Hall that's won an eliminator, and there's a few other names out there. So it's an interesting division. But what I want to do is obviously take Brian Rose to Blackpool. There hasn't been a big professional tournament in Blackpool since the days of Brian London, and I think it's time we gave the champion the opportunity to make history and defend his title, his new title in his hometown. The chief support, was it a shock or was it not? No one really knows. Some people fancied Carl Place, who was one of the 11 for 11. He started 2011 on a high, he finished on the seat of his pants. So it's back to the drawing board for Carl Place. Again, I was very impressed with Steve Williams. I've never seen Williams live, but he's definitely a fighter that's got a lot of aggression. I was really impressed with him, you know, and I'd like to work with him again if the opportunity is there for us. I think he's a fighter that the Sky viewers would like to see more of, and certainly with the people who come to Frank Maloney promotion shows. Carl Place, as I said, has to go back to the drawing board and start again. He has to take a leaf from Brian Rose's book. Who they are stable mates. They're managed by the same man, Mr. Woods, Steve Woods. But what he's got to believe is, what he's got to understand is, a loss is not the end of your career. You know, I believe we are very good at bringing fighters back if they lose, as long as they want to be brought back and they learn from that mistake. If Carl Place and his training team haven't learned, there is no point in them coming back in the ring. If they have learned, then they can step back in the ring and they can get back there sometime in 2012. The rest of the undercard was quite a good undercard. Young Lewis Pettin, one of my own prospects that I named as a fighter to watch in 2012, gained his 6th straight win and first round stoppage. Even though he came into the ring a pound overweight and had to pay a weight forfeit, it was a good performance from him, and hopefully, as I said, he'll start moving through the ratings, and sometime in 2012 we'll see him fight for an area title and an English title. The other fighter on the card that really impressed me was the pro debut of Metcalf, the son of Shane Neary, who was in his corner. It was like looking at a younger version of Shane Neary starting his career all over again. Fights exactly the same way, and I know will bring the same excitement to the ring as his father did. He has his second fight on the Price McDermott card on January the 21st at Liverpool Olympia. The other one which stood out on the night was the performance of Rick Goddins, who is undefeated at welterweight. He gave a masterclass performance against a good, honest fighter in Vinnie Walford from Margate, I believe it is. Vinnie is one of these fighters that win some and lose some. I would say he's actually better than the journeyman, but not quite championship material. But on that performance, he can only improve, and he can come back as well. So there were some good fights there. Yeah, the rest of the card was made up of Steve Wood's fighters. Johnny Cage did surprise me. I expected him to win, but it just goes to show you, boxing, nothing is written down, nothing is sacred, everything can change. Cage was on the floor and he got a draw off the ref at the end of 6 rounds. So a little bit of a setback for Johnny Cage, who had ambitions to fight for the British title. We will try and make him with Ben Jones for the English title in his next fight. So again, he's one that will have to go and study what went wrong on the night. Overall, I would say the show was a good show, good value, and hopefully our December the 10th show will live up to the same expectations and finish our year on a high. If you can't get a ticket for the sellout show at Peterlee with 2 championship fights on, don't forget to tune in to Britain's #1 boxing station, Sky Sports. Not only have you got my show on there, you've got Calm from America, and I've got to say, when Calm first started, I wasn't one of his fans, but I am now one of his fans, and I think he could become one of the best that Britain have produced. He done what I think good fighters have to do. He packed his bags after a loss. He took his backside across to the other side, went in the gyms where you really have to survive, and learn the hard way. People say you learn in the ring. You don't learn in the ring. You learn in the gym with good competitive sparring, hard work and dedication. And that's what young Amrin Khan's doing. And he's a credit to British boxing. So don't forget, if you haven't paid £35 to go to my show, just tune in to Sky Television.